Running a holiday contest. Hello, hello. Welcome to This Thought Not That. I'm Alisa Connor and my co-host is back. We had a time change conundrum last week, and so I'm so glad she's here. This is your quick marketing minute where we come on every week on Tuesdays and talk about what to do with your marketing and what to avoid. And this week, we are covering the topic about holiday contests. And you may be thinking, as a coach or a consultant, a holiday contest is not necessarily in your repertoire. What are you going to offer a discount on, or how are you going to have a coupon? And so sometimes these holiday contests, we get in the mindset that they're only for people with products and that Black Friday is only for people that have physical products. And so we wanted to talk about a way to run a contest and really promote your business during the holiday season. But before we dive into that, I want to welcome my co-host. Hello, Anke. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Well, hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I'm glad to be back.
It was so lonely without you. We were so happy. I'm so happy you're back. So even with the best laid plans, you can still have hiccups in your system. So this is a good learning opportunity for everyone that's doing their own videos in their own lives, is that you will always have a hiccup no matter how well you plan. So let's dive into some ways that we can promote and run some contest kind of fun things, because people love contests. Like, that's one of the reasons that I made this a topic, was people love to be in contests. They love to, we just had a huge lottery drawing last night for I can't remember which one it was. It was like the Powerball or the Mega Millions or something. And it's just funny because people will, wait in line for hours to buy a Powerball ticket, but it's just another version of a contest. So how do you build that excitement for your products and services, especially during the holiday time? So the one that I came up with that I think is just a phenomenal tactic to use in your business anyway is to start creating an opportunity for user-generated content. And so if you're not familiar with user-generated content, let's talk about that for a minute. User-generated content is content that basically your customers or people that are followers of yours create for you. It could be a video, it could be a testimonial, it could be a case study, it could be them using your product, it could be them getting results from your product or service. So anytime you can get your users to share that, and then maybe you run a contest around who had the best one and you give them some sort of prize. So that's my first one. Anke, do you have anything to add into that user-generated content idea?
I love it. Yeah, no, I totally love it. Because I think it really sparks creativity, right? I think testimonials is really the thing that jumps to mind first. But you can have idea contests, like come out with what's one thing you'd love to learn about whatever your topic is, right? So I remember I actually did something like that around my book cover at the time, right? To sort of incentivize people to, give feedback and come up with ideas. But I think creativity can really be let loose as long as it comes through the lens of what will be helpful and interesting and fun for your audience, right? Yep. So because it's kind of always easy, it's like, oh, well, I want them to buy this thing, or I want this and that information. So, it's really, I think it's crucial to stop, especially around Christmas, when everybody has, when there is a lot of, you need to have something that, obviously you need to catch their attention above everything else that's going on, and Christmas preparations and things like that. So I think people's attention is harder to catch. So you've got to get a little bit creative. So you definitely need to start, what is it that they would want,
Exactly. And how can you incentivize them to share that? Because one of the great things about user-generated content is it not only talks about your product or your service that you're offering. So we'll do an example in a second, but it also puts your brand in front of their audience, because if they're posting it and they're tagging you, for example, on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or wherever they are, that's going to show up to their audience, which also expands your reach for your business. And people don't often look at the opportunity to organically get in front of new eyeballs, and this is a perfect way to do it. And so, do you have an example off the top of your head about a way that we could use user generate? Because you talked about your book cover, but if not, maybe we could just like riff on one really quick and come up with an example for people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing that pops to mind for me would be, like share one insight, one thing you've learned. That is because that would also be helpful for people. It's something that they can share without looking creepy, kind of thing. And and then you can either narrow it. So I could go and say, well, if I was to speak to people, say, hey, okay, get here, download a free copy of my book, which I kind of do all the time anyway, and then share one insight you've learned, and tag me and use this photo of the book or something like that, where you can kind of really blatantly promote your own business, but then still, get people to share something that isn't kind of awkward for them to share.
Yeah. One that comes to mind for me is before and after. And people only like this works so great for weight loss and like health coaches and stuff, but it can work great for any coach. Yeah. Because if you're really looking at it, your audience was in one place before they worked with you, and now they're in another place after they worked with you. And it doesn't even have to be that they've done business like one-on-one business with you. It could be that maybe they signed up for a $47 product and they were here before so for me, like I'm thinking of, I have the email headline generator or the topic generator and so a lot of times people will get that and they're like, I don't know what to write. I don't have any ideas. I just feel like I stare at a blank screen. And so like the before is like, they're totally stressed out about what to write in their email and they have no idea. And then the after is like, they're sending emails, are getting really great open rates. They have people that are responding to them and clicking on their emails. And so that is very easily visually represented. Either they can take a picture of their screen of the before and after, or they can, do a testimonial and say, hey, nobody was reading my emails and now they're all reading them, or whatever it is. And then the contest aspect around that is you have them submit it. And you could even like have your audience vote on the winner. So it's not necessarily you choosing the winner. It's the audience going, hey, who had the best story or who had the best version of the before and after. And so just ways to apply this into your coaching business, and absolutely get creative because you want to make it your own. But there's a lot of fun ways to get people excited. And the nice thing about doing a contest and then having like your audience choose the winner is that increases your engagement, which makes all of the social media people happy. And it, again, will put your stuff in front of their audience. So that is my first tip. And
yeah. Actually, that reminds me, like when I did one of those around naming the tech monster, right? And basically in the person, and there was just so much, it was hilarious, like all these names, and people would get like really competitive. And that was the thing, it created so much buzz, right? And yeah, that definitely.
And it's so funny that you said that, because that's like one of my other things is like have a caption contest. And you could have a photo and maybe you're having them help you name a new product, or you're having them help you name your business or whatever it is. Like that can be a really fun, or it can just be like a holiday photo. Like, what do you think this is representative of? And you'd have to get a little bit more creative if you have a service-based business, I think. But it's not impossible. But yeah, having a caption contest, it's so funny that you said that, because that was like the second to the last one.
Actually that was hilarious. Yeah, it was so much fun. I still remember it.
Yeah. And then again, you can have your audience choose the best one, or you can decide which is the best one. I think sometimes as the business owner, it's hard to pick a winner because you want everyone to win. And so that's why it's kind of nice to have like some kind of voting system set up, which there's so many tools that empower you to do.
I think I did mine in a Facebook group, and people voted. It was like, yeah, thank God it wasn't me who had to, because then if you choose, it feels arbitrary, right? So I think it's more fun when people get to people get to
Right. And
choose.
maybe just narrow it down to like the top 3 or 5 choices or something, and then let people pick. And you can do that with a poll on LinkedIn. Like, you don't have to do it on Facebook, and you don't have to do something outside of, like, there's tools on Google and there's SurveyMonkey and different things, but I would say make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, just pick like your top 3 and then have them vote on that. And then the other one I had is, this is, and I'm sure you've seen this and you probably didn't recognize it, but there's, have an opportunity where you're running a contest and you're for a win for a friend. And so a lot of times what coaches will do is they'll have, like, if you get the promotional price or whatever, you can bring a friend with you, or your friend, you can get a friend added on for a certain amount of money, or you could just win this for a friend and share the opportunity and the experience and the results that they will get when they come on board as well. And of course, the obvious marketing tactic behind that, the strategy is it brings more people into your circle and more referral people, which is a much easier sell than people that don't know you at all, or people that don't, have no reference to who you are and what you do. But, win for a friend is always fun, because then you have 2 people super excited about winning. Or,
That is actually, I've seen this done really, really well. Like, it was sort of from a Facebook ad. It was the flow. It was the first step in the flow, right? And it was actually a dog training, course that I bought, like, within the hour. It was incredible. So there was a video, which was like a 5-minute video where the guy explained what his approach was all about. And then the next thing was, for $7, get this mini 3-module thingy, right? So, and I thought, oh, this is how he pays for his ads, right? So, and then I got the $7 thing, and then the first thing you see is say, well, actually, here is a voucher to gift this $7 course to somebody else, right?
Yep.
And it's exactly that. And I gifted it to, or you could gift it to up to 3 people. I think it wasn't just one person. Like, I gifted it to 3 people, and then he had, well, you can kind of buy more of these $7 ones and gift it. And I bought a whole bunch of those because it was a no-brainer price, and there were a whole bunch of, like, all the dog people. I thought, well, you need to know about this. So, and I thought it was like, oh my God, he spent his money on the ad. He got me with the ad. So I paid my $7. That would cover his ad costs. And then I got him at least 5 or 6 other people. I'm thinking, well, that is smart. It's a lot to learn from that one.
So I'm going to just keep adding on, because this is where I get a lot of questions about this, and I'm sure you do too, is that people then think in their brain, they're like, oh, well, $7, that's not very much money. But that's just the beginning of the funnel. And I think
that's not the product, right?
Right.
That's just your first little, in this particular case, that's how it went. Like, that was the first thing. You had that little mini course, and on the back of that he sold a 300 pound kind of thing.
Right.
And then he has a professional version that is 3K. So it's 7. That's just your first little. That's just the first little thing to turn people from observers into a client. And that's, I think, from my understanding, like, that money is literally to pay for his ads.
Right. And I think this is where a lot of coaches get stuck, because I get a lot of questions about this, and they don't, they don't look at the numbers, like, as far as, okay, if you're paying this much in ads, how many people do you need to have come in order to break even or make money or whatever it is? But also, they don't look at the long-term strategy, which is, this is the entry point where you've gained trust. They've exchanged value for what you offer. And so they have now taken micro steps to become a customer. And now it is your job to love on them, tell them about who you are, tell them how you can help them even better, and then move them through your product line. And I'm pointing that out because I regularly, probably 2 or 3 times a week, get a question about strategy. And I don't know if you get those as well, but I'm betting you do. And they don't, they don't understand that that is just the entry point, and then you have different options for people to go depending on where they are on their journey and with how much help they need. Because, as a coach, let's just use a coaching example. Maybe you have a $7 product. I don't know what it would be, but you would have a $7 product of some sort. And then let's just use a health coach. That's easy enough. Like I'm thinking of Kim Jocks, for example. Hi, Kim, if you're watching. But if she did like we have a troll. Can you believe it? We've never had a troll. How do we block them?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That was super exciting. I get excited when I have a troll. What a dork. Anyway, but I'm thinking of Kim Jocks, and if she comes and she has like a $7 sugar evaluation sheet that you can fill out, like, because one of her things is to eliminate sugar from your diet. So maybe it's like a sugar tracking system. And so somebody pays $7 for that. Well, then the next piece of her funnel could then be something like an initial consultation at a discount. And so that, you could move into that. And then if that, that could lead to her group coaching, or that could lead to a one-on-one sessions, or whatever that looks like. But that's just a sample of what you could do with your own business. We're just giving you ideas of what you could do with your own business. But I thought it was important that we talk about that, because I get a lot of strategy questions. And that's, kind of what we both do, is we help you walk through that strategy. So if you don't know what that is, obviously reach out to one of us and we can help you with that. But when you're creating these promotions, especially if you're going to invest in advertising, make sure you've thought through that. So whether it's a contest for the holidays, or a just a regular like discounted promotion, or a buy one, get one free, or whatever it is you're promoting for the holiday season, maybe you have a special offer, think through where people will go before and after that promo piece.
And also where they come from. Because I think when I'm especially looking at coaches, it's a matter of, it's like, your price point. It's almost like a representation of the trust level you have with somebody. Right? If it is somebody who's already worked with you, like if you go and ask your existing clients to put something together, like for these people, you don't need a $7 offer, right? It'd be kind of stupid, right? But say if you are, especially if you're using ads, or you talking to totally cold audience, people who've not heard from you, because I got this question recently where somebody says, "Oh, I can run ads." Oh, well, and I'm going, okay, where would the ad lead them to? Well, to the course. Who do you think would buy? I don't even know what the price point was of the course, but it wasn't $7. So it's like, who do you think? Have you ever scrolled on social media, saw an ad, think, oh, that's kind of interesting, and bought a course from somebody that you don't even know?
Right.
That's $100, $500, whatever. Like, and she goes, no, well, exactly. Other people don't do that either. So
right.
If you speak to an audience that haven't heard from you at all, you need to make those hurdles really, really small to have that a really low risk for them, because there is a lot of risk for them if they don't know you and they don't know whether they can trust you. So they're not going to spend a lot of money with you, versus on the other end of that spectrum is your existing clients, who's still working with you, who obviously trust you. Like there's something totally different that you can offer to them.
Exactly. And the other thing you're fighting in that stream of, like the social media stream, is the people that have already burned your customers in one way or another. And, they spent money, they spent $29 on a phone case and they never got it. And so whether or not that was you still have to fight that bad experience. And everybody's had some kind of experience where they've been, felt ripped off or whatever it might be. So you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to do all of the things you need to do, overcome objections, make it safe for them, have a guarantee, have a refund policy, all of the things, even if it's $7, because you have to start somewhere with those micro purchases. So we got a little off topic. Is there anything else you want to add as far as running holiday contests?
Well, I mean, I think from all of that, like, don't forget the lightness in it. Make it playful, right? And like, don't burden yourself with too heavy a load. Do something that is also fun for you to do, because otherwise you won't do it.
Right. And I think it's such a fun time of year to experiment because people are in a better mood for the most part. They have a lightness about them. They're in a more of a playful and uh, just a more playful mood. And so absolutely use your creativity, think outside the box, and just always, make sure that it's in alignment with your overall plan is the advice I would give. Well, we will be back next week. Thank you again for being here, Anka. I love our conversations. It's just so awesome to be able to brainstorm and kind of share our experience together. So, in the meantime, we'll be back next week. If you have a topic idea, leave it in the comments below this video, and we'll be back at 9 a.m. Mountain, 5, is it still 5 p.m.?
Yep.
5 p.m. Europe, and 11 a.m. Eastern time. So, in the meantime, have a great week. Take care, stay safe, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.